This is Daily Dose of Daryl, Viewers Digest, March 14 through March 20, all 7 days included in this episode. Look in the information section for more information about where to click to go to each day in a fast-forward mode, just for you. These QR codes go to the channel and to the website. Use them and share them. This 7 days can make one weak, or it can make one stronger. Those habits that we have with our body, mind, spirit, activity level, fuel, purpose, and pace, all will be examined in 7 5-minute sections. Fast forward to the one you want to see. Monday Magic, the real magic's in our heart. 7 days can make 1 week body. This is a 7-day series called 7 Days Can Make 1 Week, W-E-A-K. You know, 7 days could make you stronger, but we always think we're getting stronger. But 7 days can make 1 week. Now let's look at that. We're also going to look at 7 different areas, one each day. In this first day, we're going to talk about our body. Oh my goodness. Can we talk about somebody else's? Okay, so we need, in order to not become weak over 7 days, don't skip exercise. We must learn to exercise appropriately, have some kind of accountability, and learn to be adaptable and flexible, right? Okay, so exercise appropriately. That means age appropriately. Now, when you're younger, you can leap tall buildings with a single bound. You can climb skyscrapers. You can bounce up after you land. Everything's fine, but as you get older, that changes. And you need to find something within your capabilities. Now, if you're really wanting to, like, practice sprinting all day, and you just can't run, that's going to become frustrating. So you have to find something that you're able to do within your capabilities, and it's best if you find something you're interested in. It's nothing worse than somebody telling you to do something to get your exercise and you don't like it. Now, some people really like, say, a treadmill. Just sit there and then walk and walk and walk and walk. And other people, it drives them crazy. They want to get out on a track and walk around. Some like to do cross country. They like to be outside. But find out what interests you and something that's fun, something you can enjoy. That's important. And I think it's important to have some kind of variable quality, not do the same exact thing every single day, because 7 days can make you weak. and do something that's sustainable, something that you feel like you can keep up over a fairly decent long period of time. So exercise appropriately. Think about what's appropriate to you. Now, accountability. You need to get some other people involved. You know, I think people are the world's worst in not being honest with themselves. The man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, the child in the mirror. We have to learn to have some kind of accountability. Now, I picked something early in life. I enjoyed track and field and throwing things, and so I got involved in track meets after I was in college for several other reasons. But these things would gather, say, about once a month somewhere, whether it's South Carolina, Atlanta, wherever. And these people would come from around, and then you'd all compete against each other. Well, that might not be for you, but I enjoyed it. But the thing was, I had to be sure to work out each day between meets, because when you get there, everybody's going to know if you've been goofing off, because this guy's going to throw like 30 feet further than you, and you're not going to be doing so well. So that's a way to build in some accountability. You know, at the Y, I used to swim like a mile a day, and they would give us a plaque at the end of the year, and it would say how many miles you swam. It didn't really cost much. It wasn't that valuable, but it was something at the end of the year. It was a marker that said you've been consistent and done it. The other thing is learn to be adaptable and flexible. Now, when I was training for the Olympic in my mid-30s, I was lifting heavyweight, 1,000 crunches, 250 pounds, jumping a 6-pound jump rope for 45 minutes every day, throwing and all this. And then as I got older, I competed at certain age groups, and it was less strenuous. And then as you begin to have joints and things as you get older. I moved to swimming and then lighter weights and walking. And now I'm talking. That's my exercise right here. I do a little more, but still, that's the kind of thing you need to incorporate. So think about that. 7 days can make 1 week. Your body can be weak. Every day in these 7 days each week, be sure to incorporate some appropriate exercise, some way to be accountable, and learn to be adaptable and flexible. God bless you. I know you're getting stronger. Tuesday Truth. 7 days can make 1 week. Mind. Continuing the series, 7 days can make 1 week. WEAK. Want to move from the body now to the mind. Well, somebody told me I lost mine, but I never had it. So, okay, enough of that. It's important. Our mind, body, mind, and you know what's next after that, of course, the spirit, but the mind. Our mind has to do with intake, quality, and outgo. Okay, let's look at that. Intake. Okay, how do we take things into our mind? There's so many ways. When I came along, it was reading. You learn how to read your ABCs, run, spot, run, see, Dick and Jane. I mean, we learned how to spell orange. I mean, these were big times back then. We learned to read books and found out some very important books like the Bible and wisdom literature and things like that. And so that has been historically the way we have had things come into our mind. Associating with people, of course, has a lot to do with it. And then there were periodicals and specific papers about specialty items. And then we moved into audio and then audio visuals. And nowadays we're moving into podcasts and daily doses of Daryl on YouTube channels. And there's an explosion of devices and media. So there's so many ways to bring things into our mind these days. Now, one of the reasons I moved outside today was there's so much in nature that we can take into our minds that often we overlook. The sounds of the birds singing, the brook and the stream babbling along. There's so many things. And we even take classes now, some outdoors, some indoors, some online. So we have to make sure we're controlling and monitoring and pursuing things that come into our mind, okay? Then we have to look at the quality of it. I believe positive is imperative. Let me repeat that. Positive is imperative. I named my whole new venture for the next 70-something years of my life called the Peebles Motivation Bureau, which is positive, professional, and personal. The key word, positive. There's so much negative out there. Be sure to check things out, make sure they're true. Check things out and verify things, and make sure you're bringing good things that are trustworthy into your mind. And then make sure that quality is good, because there's a direct relation to what comes into your mind as to what will be the results in your life. Someone has once said, whatever the books you read and the people you hang out with for the next 5 years, that's who you'll become. There's a lot of truth still to that. And so we have the intake, what's coming in, what kind of quality it is, and then we've got the outgo. Why do you need an outgo? Well, there's a thing called the Dead Sea. Water's coming in, none's going out, it's dead as a doornail. Well, have you ever seen a live doornail? I don't know. But anyway, listen, you need to learn to speak. Speak good words, speak positive words. It could be speaking in person somewhere. Make recordings, get into the new technologies, have these new ventures. I found that's a great way to stay strong in your mind. Try new things. There's all kinds of new things every day coming out. Something that will appeal to you, might not to me, but they're out there. I remember I have technical support, and I said one day to this technical person, do you remember when television came out, was invented? He said, no. I said, well, I do. So my learning curve before television to managing a website and YouTube channel, don't fall off, it's pretty steep. So learn to stretch and add weight and then recover, not only to your body but to your mind. God bless you, and remember, have it coming in, making sure it's good, and then make sure it's going out. That'll make you stronger, and it won't make you weak after 7 days. God bless you. Wednesday Wisdom. 7 days can make 1 week spirit. This is a continuation of the series, 7 Days Can Make 1 Week. And of course, we've talked about the body and the mind and what goes into that. And today we're going to talk about the spirit. And because the spirit can become weak after about 7 days. When you start doing things that are not healthy or whatever, it can really add up. And just 7 days can make 1 week, W-E-A-K. Now, here's what we want to talk about today. First of all, in the spirit, we need to learn to unplug, and then we need to connect. Those are the two things. First of all, unplug. In order to really keep a spirit strong and growing, we need to find a place of solitude. Somewhere we can go that's alone and quiet. And because, this world is noisy. Everywhere you go, the cars are loud, the traffic's loud, there's this clatter, people are talking. Everywhere you go, it's so distracting. And so you need to find a place that's quiet and to go away. I remember in the Bible it talks about Jesus went away, he went aside, he pulled off from the crowds. And so if it's good enough for him, that'll be good enough for us, right? So anyway, to move away and then to be in a spirit of prayer. Prayer is not like, I mean, that's a kind of prayer, but what I'm talking about is conversation. Like, just get real with the one who made you and have a conversation, and then begin to meditate. And meditate is sort of taking an extended period of time to think about one topic or one area of life, and start just meditating on that. And perhaps you bring in some scriptures and some other writings and things, but to meditate is so important. Also, to learn to relax physically. You got to learn to relax physically. The more you get uptight physically, the more your spirit's uptight. And so that's one of the reasons we call something called vacation. Yeah, vacation is called. And the reason we call it vacation is kind of like vacate. We leave, we get out, we vacate. We vacate the normal routines, we vacate the normal pressures, the noises and things like that, change the setting, and that all helps us unplug. And that's the first part. And the second part is connect. Now, once you vacate and you get quiet and you do that, then you have to find some way to connect with others, because we don't live in a world alone. And, the old monks that were up in the lofty towers, they would get along and meditate with God. But they really weren't any good if they couldn't come back down and connect with people. If you're always with people or you're always in the tower, you don't have a good balance. So learn to connect with some supportive people. There are all kinds of people out there. Find some people that really support you, that are honest with you and encouraging to you, and want good things for you. And find people that are willing to be growing, because as you're growing and stretching, you need people that are growing and stretching with you, and some people that are open to new things, new people, open to new ideas. And it's best, I think, to have people that are serving people, because if your purpose is to help others and serve people and things like that, then you need people like that in your life that are willing to put others up there and be willing to help them. And then find some meaningful people. That's people that have a purpose, that have some meaning in their life, and they all begin to understand how it comes together in a life where this major purpose or this major value is a guiding principle. So, in the way of looking at the spirit, 7 days can make 1 week if we aren't learning to unplug periodically, and then also making sure we connect or reconnect with people that are like that in our lives. So God bless you. Have a great day, and hope you're excited about this 7-day series. 7 days can make 1 week, W-E-A-K, and that you're ready for the next segment. God bless you, and God bless your spirit. Thursday Thrill. 7 days can make 1 week. Activity level. Okay, so here we go, another segment on our 7-day series called 7 Days Can Make 1 Week, W-E-A-K. Today we're going to talk about activity. Activity varies in everybody. Activity is just what you're about every day, what you're doing, what takes up your time, what kind of energy you expend. I mean, just activities, the things you do. Okay, first of all, we want to look at our cycle of activity. We want to look at our inclusiveness of activity and how the growth and strength might develop from that activity. So, first of all, the cycle. We want to embrace the cycle of work, rest, recover. Now, work could just be something as simple as picking up a big bucket and then setting it down over there. And then your muscles are strained, and then you rest from that. Your muscles have a chance to heal and recover, and they get a little stronger from it. That's very simple. But if you begin to look at all of your activities in that cycle, if, for instance, if you're doing the same thing over, constant, not resting, not recovering, that's not good. That's not a cycle. That's a straight line. So we need to avoid constant pressure. Pressure's okay. In fact, pressure is helpful if it's done in cycles. We need to include relief valves, something built in that keeps it from being so much pressure building up that we have explosions. The bomb goes off or whatever. It helps prevent explosions when we do that. So this cycle is important in our life if our activities are operating in a cycle. Okay, then we need to be inclusive. We need to apply this principle not only to our body and exercise and physical activity to have this cycle. We also need to put it in for our mind, the things we've already talked about, this cycle of, say, if it's reading and studying and then resting from that and giving it a chance to sink in and recover and then go back to do some more of it. And with our spirit, like I said, we don't want to continuously be meditating all day long. 24 hours a day, okay? That's not productive. A little bit of that and just a variety. So take this cycle of work, rest, and recover and apply that to your body, apply it to your mind, and apply it to your spirit, okay? So growth and strength are the results of cycle living. Now, that's not bicycle living, that's cycle living. So when you do these things in cycles, you get growth and you get strength. And if you'll begin to do this and realize that, 7 days can make 1 week, but 7 days can also make you stronger if you're working in that cycle. And variety, they say that variety is the spice of life. Well, actually, when it comes to activity, variety may be the spice of life, because that variety of activity, the levels of activity, the pressure that's exerted, the time we allow for recovery, the relief valves that we put in, all of these things working in a cycle can help us to grow stronger, and grow in our capabilities. So keep that in mind as you continue to go through this little series of 7 segments called 7 Days Can Make 1 Week. Remember, can make you stronger too in all these areas. God bless you. Get on your cycle and go on down the road. Friday Flashback. 7 days can make 1 week fuel. Okay, this is another continuation of our 7-day series. 7 days can make 1 week, right? W-E-A-K. Today, we're going to talk about fuel. Now, I like talking about fuel. The reason I like talking about fuel is because when I go to I call them service stations. I guess now they're filling stations, or they're self-serve stations. You go up, you pump your own gas, you pay your own bill, you get your own receipt, and you drive your own car off. In fact, you're not even sure if anybody's working at some of these places. In fact, I don't think they are. However, when I drive up now, I hope there's someone there. And I hope they have a huge machine that gets 8 miles per gallon. And I hope they have to take about 50 gallons to fill it up, because I pull up in my little Prius with a 10-gallon tank that gets 70 miles per gallon. And I squirt a little juice in there, and I come back after about 600 or 700 miles. Now, I'm really just making a joke about all that. I really wouldn't drive a car that got bad mileage, though. But I'm not talking about that today. I spent a lot of time on it, but I'm not really talking about it. I'm talking about the fact that not all these vehicles take fuel. Different types of fuel, different amounts of fuel, but they have to have fuel of some type. Even the electric vehicles, it requires fuel. So, the thing I'm talking about is nutrition. You need good fuel. And nutrition is the topic for today, and you really need that to keep going. Calories are not bad. You know, maybe huge amounts of them, and no exercise would be, but you got to have calories. That creates energy. And so we need food, and we need lots of liquids. Our body is mostly water, and so if we starve our bodies of liquids, all the parts of the body won't function properly. You need to make sure they call it hydrated now, but just get lots of liquids. Sometimes I have a liquid breakfast. We need to make sure our nutrition is healthy. You know, there's enough study now. You don't have to be like ironclad, never touch a chicken wing. But you don't have to eat 50 of them every day, okay? Be sensible about this and eat healthy. Find ways to cleanse your body and get rid of the toxins, and stay away from toxic food. You know, it's kind of like toxic people. Well, if you don't want toxic people in your life, why do you want toxic food in your life? And learn to balance all of this together. Balancing our food, they say a balanced diet, and you know, there are all kinds of jokes about that. I balance out my big burger at the fast food place with a diet drink. You know, that's not the kind of balance we're talking about. But have fun with your food. Make it a fun thing eating. We're blessed to be in a place where we have a huge amount of food. Also, learn that food can be something you use to help serve others. Not literally serving them, although we help start a homeless shelter and a kitchen, and people are served there every day, and people do the serving. But providing food for somebody is a great service. So look at nutrition as in many different ways. Also, the word moderation needs to be put in there. Most things in a diet, a little bit here and there is not so bad, but moderation in what you're eating and a good balanced diet, and be accountable. Now, most of us at my age, we can't remember what we did yesterday, much less this morning. So I take pictures of food and a variety of experiences so I know what I did. I can look back. It's been a busy day. So we need to notice what we're eating, be flexible about what we eat, be open to new ideas when it comes to eating, and don't stress over it. If trying to get the exact amount of calories in diet becomes real stressful, guess what? You're going to eat away the stress. So it's a vicious cycle there, isn't it? So think about your nutrition, the fuel that you need. Make sure it's good food, good fuel, and it's in moderation. You're accountable, and you're open, and don't stress out. Don't overeat because you're stressing out. Have fun with it, but be sensible. Saturday, 7 days can make 1 week purpose. Okay, we're continuing our journey, this 7-day group of segments called 7 days can make 1 week. Of course, it could also make one stronger. Now, today we're going to be talking about our purpose. Now, what in the world is a purpose? Well, that's something that you got to figure out for yourself, but basically it is, why am I here? Okay, I've heard people say when they go to another room, what did I come in here after? Why am I in here? Well, that's not exactly what we're talking about. It's a nice little joke, but in the hereafter. But why am I here? So that's something we need to get serious about and ask ourselves, if I had to sum it all up in my life, why am I here? I had an event in my life early on that I believe probably saved my life. And then I thought to myself, okay, God, you gave me a gift of life. You're my creator. You have a purpose for me. What in the world is my purpose? And so throughout my entire life, I have tried to do things to help others to, maybe that's why I was left here. And I never have quite figured it out. When it's all over, maybe, that was it. Or maybe those two things, who knows? But you have to figure out why I am here. Mine has to do with a spiritual connection I have with God that created me and took care of me for now and eternity. But also I have to connect that to why do I do what I do? So we need to ask ourselves, why do I do what I do? And why do I have what I have? And I'm going to give you an example of that. My dad had a truck. He always had a truck. He had GMCs. Finally, he went with Toyota. He always had standard transmission, no power steering, no power brakes. Finally, he went to that. As he got older, he realized it's really helpful. But he had a truck always. And he used that for his work, to go and come and to build houses and do things. But he also used it to help people move. And he helped to earn income so we could have a way to live. And he helped, as he got older, he couldn't do much. He could pick up cans and he put them in his truck and took them and recycled them. And he went around and paid bills for the elderly and checked on them in his truck. So his truck became a part of his purpose for life. Also, I have a Prius. Now my Prius won't haul near as much as the truck, but it hauls more. And I've used it for years, 3 different Priuses, for church and to go to hospitals and visit elderly and sick and shut in, and to pick up toys, take toys, food, move people, even move big desks and big chairs in my little Prius, took youth on trips. And so my Prius, I think I modeled that more or less after what I saw in my dad. So why do I have what I have if not to use and to serve others? And so our purpose is why we're here, and then we need to learn to connect the stuff we have with the stuff we are. Who am I? And now how does that play out with what I have and my stuff? So think and apply whatever it is that's your purpose for life. Think and apply that each day in your life, your purpose to your stuff. And let that be a way that you continue to become stronger. Because if we go 7 days without realizing why we're here, or why I do what I do, and why I have what I have, then after those 7 days, we won't be what we could have been if we'd done what we needed to do while we had the opportunity to do it. Don't you just love words? Listen, what's your purpose? Why are you here? Why do you do what you do? Why do you have what you have? Think about it. Take the next 7 days and do something about it. God bless you. I know you got a great purpose. Let me know about it sometime.
Sunday, 7 days can make 1 week pace.
Okay, I think this is wrapping up our 7th step, our 7th segment on 7 days can make 1 week. And of course, it's what we do in those 7 days that can make us weak, or it can make us stronger. Okay, today's topic is pace. Now, it's a fast world out there, and we have to learn to be consistent and persistent because it adds up, and we don't want to blow a gasket. Now, if you don't believe it's a fast world out there, get in a car and get on Interstate I-85/40 going through North Carolina. You will discover that it's a fast-paced world. Everybody's wanting to go somewhere in a hurry. In fact, the other day I was on Church Street, Highway 70, going across the county, 37 miles an hour, sometimes 40, sometimes 35, trying to keep pace with the speed limit. And there was a loud, fast car that passed me. You know, my car makes no noise, but this car was going like that. Okay, a little louder. And at the next light, they were stopped, and I did my little, as I got there, changed lights, and I just kept going my 35 to 40 miles an hour. And then I did that over and over again. Each light, they had zipped up there, and they got caught. They were in a hurry. And finally, they were in the left lane, and it was not a left turn lane arrow, but the light was green, so I just went right by them doing my 37 miles an hour, and got there wherever I was going before they got where they were going. And I realized that people in such a hurry, they're always tooting the horn at you. You can't take off fast enough. And so that kind of fast world we live in, we have to overcome that, okay? So, you do it a little bit at a time, and it's not in a hurry. For instance, on the world tour, I saw all these paintings I'd studied about. I saw them in real life, and I could look at them up close, and I could see the little brush strokes. And these great paintings were produced one brush stroke at a time. It wasn't like, it's over, done, finished, great painting. And then the sculpture was one little chip at a time. The statue of David was a big, huge rock. And then a little bit at a time, and it's like a real human being. The veins and everything is chipped away till it looks so real, and even the rock looks soft. And then even I don't golf that well, I don't golf that often, but I've learned that even a great golf score happens one swing at a time. So that comes with pacing ourselves in a fast world, a microwave society we live in, to realize that we need to slow down. We need to pace ourselves. Don't get too slow, don't get too fast. When we sang at the races at NASCAR, we got to sit up close and we saw the pace car come by, and that's basically the only time they were together. The pace car, they stayed with the pace car. After the pace car left, they were uncontrolled terror, going over 200 miles an hour, no kind of restrictors, and flying over the wall, landing upside down. So that's kind of the picture of the world today. If you're out there in it, realize that if you're going at that fast pace, in a hurry all the time, 7 days of that's going to make you weak. It's going to wear you out. So find your right pace car. Find your right balance in life, and be consistent and persistent. That's about it, folks. 7 days can make 1 week, WEAK, but it can also tell you that in 1 week you can become stronger. Listen to all 7 of these episodes, apply them to your life, and realize that you don't have to get weak, you don't have to get weaker. You can have a great week. I'm going to tell you to have a great day, but go out and have a great week now and do all 7 of these. God bless you. I'm excited for you, looking forward to hearing about your results. Cheerio. Have a good day, mate. Have a good week, mate.
Monday, 7 days can make 1 week body. Exercise appropriately and regularly. Include some accountability. Be adaptable and flexible. Tuesday, 7 days can make 1 week mind. Find ways to bring quality information into your mind and creative ways to share good things out with others. Wednesday, 7 days can make 1 week spirit. Find ways to unplug and be alone. Then find ways to reconnect with positive people and experiences. Thursday, 7 days can make 1 week activity. Evaluate all activities. Implement a cycle of work, rest, and recover in all of them. Friday, 7 days can make 1 week fuel. Consume the good nutrition into your life and lower stress, including moderate exercise. Saturday, 7 days can make 1 week purpose. Evaluate and apply your purpose each day in your life and continue getting stronger. Sunday, 7 days can make 1 week pace. Take life one step at a time, consistently and persistently, while achieving a good balance. These 7 days can make you weak, or they can make you stronger. I am darrylpeebles, the man behind the microphone, bringing you something good and positive every day from the Peebles Motivation Bureau. All 3 divisions, digital, real-life presentations, and print divisions are there for you. Look it over and let us know. Locally ordered books, I cover the tax and shipping. I sign them. Contact me directly for that. Also, this book's already in the hands of many people. Book signings are coming up soon, group discounts for local churches, and a special gift for the pastor. I appreciate all of you, your ideas and helpfulness, and also contact me about any of these other opportunities that I provide at any of these contact points. This is Daily Dose of Darryl, responding to the free and gracious gift of God. I am using humor, the art of illusion, modern technology, and decades of serving God and communities to work every day to uncover the beauty in all people and experiences coming my way, endeavoring to educate, entertain, and inspire. Each dose on this channel can help move us toward a better, healthier, and more informed mind, body, and spirit. I'm excited to be a small part of the expanding of our capacity to learn, love, and forgive, and together leave this world a better place for all. God bless you.